Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of the Daily Grind. I'm your host 30 and Still Gaming, and on today's show we're going to be talking about Jedi Survivor delayed by 6 weeks, but why? Right? We do these standalone topics 4 days a week right here on 30 NSG live starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you like this type of content, please make sure you hit that share, like, and subscribe button. This is a great way to help out the video and the channel out. Now, I give you a topic up front so you can get the info that you want, and then if you want to stay for the conversation in the live stream, you can. We discuss the topic with live chat each day, so let's get started. Okay, so this game has been in development for 3 years, and the date has been set for some time now. And all of a sudden, the game needs 6 more weeks to finish up for polish, so they say. So, in a statement posted on social media, director addressed the reasoning behind the delay, is saying that the team is focused on polishing the final release while enhancing the performance. For the last 3 years, Jedi team here at Respawn has poured the collective heart and soul into Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and we're proud to say the next chapter in the tale of Cal Kestis is content complete. We are now focused entirely on the final stages, bug fixes to enhance performance, stability, polish, and most importantly, the player's experience. Jedi Survivor is a direct response to the feedback from the community, delivering expansive destinations to explore, evolve combat and traversal, and of course, the continuation of Cal and BD's story. Making this game was truly made us a better team, and we have pushed ourselves at every level to make this a Star Wars sequel of our fans expect from Respawn and Lucasfilm Games. In order for the team to hit Respawn's quality bar, provide the team with time they need, and achieve the level of polish, our fans deserve to have added 6 crucial weeks to our release schedule. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will now launch on globally from on April 28th. Thanks to EA Respawn for giving us the time to deliver the best experience for the players and also for you to understand. Now, I'm not saying that they can't fix the game in 6 more weeks. I don't know what their problems are, but I just am not buying it. And the reason is for being delayed, okay? Because now they are fixing the bugs, right? The bugs. This means we'll be getting an article from like Jason Schreier in the future talking about crunch time because this company had to put 6 more weeks in to get the game done. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of getting sick of these companies telling us a hard release date. Now, just not, and then just not sticking to it. So why even give us a date anymore in this industry? You know, and I know, when you're working on a project, no matter what the project is, you know when you will be done realistically with that project, right? Now, I don't want to put any blame on the devs of Respawn, but I do want to put upper management on blast a little bit here. Across all gaming companies, they know when the game will be done. So stop coming out, giving us dates so you can get your pre-orders, and then change that date just a few weeks before their actual release date. I mean, delays are so common now that nobody believes the actual dates that are given. It's like a running joke in the industry. Okay? Now, I just want to make it clear. I'm not mad at Respawn in any way, shape, or form. I'm more annoyed by the industry itself with all of these dates that they also announce and then not hitting them. Okay? I don't believe that they're delaying this because they need to polish it. It sounds great to put out that reason for us in the public, but I believe they're moving this date because of Mandalorian Season 3. Now, there could be a few reasons why they're doing this. The first reason, I think, is that Respawn didn't know that Disney and Lucasfilm was going to be releasing Mando Season 3 on the date that they said they were going to release. Okay? So, they just picked a date, and then Disney Lucasfilms, who are really the bosses here, have told them to move it so they can have something between Mando Season 3 and the Ahsoka show that's coming out later this year, supposedly around like summertime, okay? Right? To keep that Star Wars in your mind the entire time and fill out the year, a cross promotion for the big brand, IP. The second reason is something maybe happening in the show itself that could be connected to the game. Example is that you attach Cal Kestis, right? You attach Cal Kestis because they're both in the Jedi Temple at the same time during Order 66. So maybe something happens and links the show with the flashback, which then connects to the game, right? Who knows? But whatever the reason, I don't believe it's fine-tuning the game and doing touch-ups. I do believe that major IPs like this, there's a lot of moving parts, and each show or game or film is just one little gear in the larger corporate machine, okay? And again, I've been around long enough, you've been around long enough to see lots of games that say that they need more time They get 2 weeks, they get 4 weeks, they get 6 weeks, they get 6 months, they get 1 year, and the game still comes out with problems. Now, again, I don't think they are going to have problems with Jedi Survivor. I trust Respawn because they've made great games in the past, and I have no reason to doubt them at this point. Now, I'm sure they will give us a great game just like they did with the first game of Jedi Fallen Order. I do truly believe that, okay? I'm just tired of all the companies putting out trailers and hype videos for games that are years out to then get you even more hype by giving you a date to only turn around and move that date again and again and again, right? They tell you the reason they're doing it, to work on the game, to put the finishing touches on it, or comes out and there's still major issues when it launches. In just the last few years, we've had games such as Cyberpunk 2077, Halo Infinite, Marvel's Avengers, Gotham Knights, Stalker 2, Dying Light 2, Forspoken, who just came out, just to name a few. Okay, and games that have been delayed and yet to come out, and we're waiting to see if those games come out good or not, are Hogwarts Legacy, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Starfield, Redfall, Homeworld 3, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Lord of the Rings Gollum, Ark Raiders, Nightingale, Atomic Heart, Skull and Bones, Doki V, Dead Island 2, just to name a bunch more. Okay, first impressions are everything. Okay, look at what just happened this past week. Look at Hi-Fi Rush. They worked on that game 3 to 5 years. We heard nothing about this game. Nothing. Didn't see a frame. Nobody talked about it. They could have delayed it 10 times behind the scenes and we didn't know about it. They worked on that game and released it when it was done. Now, I've only played about 5 hours of it so far, and so far it's great. I have no issues, at least as far as I've played. If you have issues, let us know in the comments section down below or in the live chat. But at this point, is they didn't give us a date to purchase ahead of time. They didn't promise what the game would be. They didn't show us graphics and that later that changed before the release. They just made a game and sold a game. You hear that all the time that we talk about this on Generation X Gaming and on my stream here, okay? And there was... and if there was problems, okay, if there was problems with the game, they did it all behind the scenes. No public apology to put out to say, sorry, gamers, we'll fix it with the patch. 6 weeks delay, right? No sad gamers waiting for the game to come out. Just happy gamers going, man, look at the game that just released. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So again, this is not a video to be mad about Respawn for delaying Survivor. This is just a video that said that basically. For the gaming companies, please stop telling us hard dates to your game that you know will not be finished or coming out at that time or anytime soon. Okay, I get they do this for marketing purposes, but in my eyes, if you delay your game once or twice or 3 times and it still comes out unfinished and makes your company look bad, and you lose all the goodwill that you had by showing us all the gameplay footage leading up to it. You can show us all the footage you want. You can hype the game as much as you want. You can talk about the game as much as you want, but shut up with dates if you can't hit it, okay? I know people will be like, 30. I would rather have a delayed game than a broken game. And I say, sure, I agree. Who would disagree with that, right? That's not my argument, right? My argument is take as much time as you need. Just don't tell us your game is coming out if it doesn't, or if it does or doesn't, if it's broke or buggy or unfinished, right? Just finish your game. All right, to bring it back to Jedi Survivor and Respawn, I'm excited about the game. I'm not mad that they delayed this game. I truly believe it'll come out and it'll be a great and wonderful game that we all know because of Respawn, okay? It just happens to be that was the straw that broke the camel's back and got me to make this video, right? These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of companies, what they should do? Do they stop announcing dates they know that they will never be able to hit? Or do they just keep doing the exact same thing that they're doing? Please make sure you hit that share, like, and subscribe button if you like this video. If you didn't like the video, I do appreciate you watching this long, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. All right, chat. What do you think? What do you think of what's going on here with the? Do you think I have something? Do you think there's something here where? Do you think I have something here as far as the reason they're delaying it is not because the bugs and polish and fixing up the stuff. It is because of, you know, they're trying to sync it up with Mando and what they're doing over there with the studios, you know, with the film studios or not. Let me change this for a second. Let me bring up chat here. Good morning, Super Dave. Good morning, Nostalgic, Jesse, Quest, Stealth, Sarge. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope everyone's had a good day. Did you guys watch the latest Atomic Heart trailer? I saw bits and pieces of it, but I was writing my little script this morning. Delayed based on storyline. Got it. I'm thinking, Christina. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense to me. Where obviously the examples I made in my opening here, I don't know if they're delaying it because of story, but it does seem quite interesting that they would delay it this close. Like, we're like 6 weeks, not even, right? 4 weeks, 6 weeks, right? Like, we're about 6 weeks away from when the game was supposed to launch. We didn't know that Mando Season 3, by the time they announced this original trailer for this game, Mando Season 3, we didn't know when it was coming out, right? They didn't have an actual release date for it. And then when they came out with the release date, all of a sudden, they decided to push this back. So, obviously, Cal Kestis is in the world of Star Wars. He's part of it. We have him connected to the Jedi Temple for Order 66. Grogu is also at the Temple for Order 66. Like, we don't know how he escapes. Does Cal Kestis save him to get out of there in some way, shape, or form? But they didn't show here. You know what I mean? There's lots of different things that could have happened that we haven't seen that they can fill in the gaps. And playing the game could ruin what we get in the show, and vice versa. But if it happens in the show, as the show plays, they could just do a flashback of the temple we don't actually see. But then all of a sudden in the game, you actually have a mission where you actually save Grogu. Perhaps. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it would ruin it, wouldn't it? If you play the game ahead of time, and now obviously millions of people are not all going to play the game and also watch the show, but the people that do play the game would get spoiled because they're like, oh my God, we save him. We're the ones that save him. And then all of a sudden the show comes out and you're not surprised anymore. Where the show comes out, they show you the flashback, and in your head you're like, is it us? Is it Cal Kestis that saves him? Right? So I think that's one of the reasons they could do it. Why is the default always top chat instead of live? I don't know, Sarge. It bugs me as well. If it makes you feel better, even behind the scenes, that's what it does for me. It puts top, and it changed it again for some reason. Son of a bitch. Son of a. Yeah, I don't know, Sarge. Always need to change it. Yeah. What's going on, Travis? When we get to chat part, let me know. I have big gaming questions. This is the chat part. What are you talking about? He must have started the stream a little late. Did you see the new trailer? What's going on, Benjamin Snow? I have a question. Did you get my message this morning, Ben? On the direct message I sent you on Twitter. And look at this hair right here. That's a long hair right there. Look at that. Look at that. That's a long one. That's gonna annoy me. The new Hogwarts Legacy trailer? I did not. I have not watched it. Was he fighting the Mandalorian in that video? You're talking about the very end? No, that's a trooper, I believe. Trying to think what part you're talking about. Yeah, we'll just let it play again. We'll let it play again. The dude with a jetpack. All right, let's look at it. I don't know if it's the Mandalorian, because it might be a Mandalorian. Obviously, it's not the Mandalorian. because this is 5 years after the last game, which is 10 years after Order 66, right? Oh, you're talking about this guy? No, that's not a Mandalorian. No, that's not a Mandalorian. You see what I'm saying about the whole delays thing? What do you mean, Travis? Okay, hold on. Let me go back up here. My bigger question is, do gaming companies use the delay thing as an excuse? Used to be where they ashamed of delays. Now it's just, oops, oh well. Well, I think for games like the day before, I think is a different type of delay than what Star Wars is doing. I truly believe that Star Wars is being delayed because of the bigger corporation saying something. Is he a bounty hunter? I don't think that's a bounty hunter either. I don't know. I don't know who the character is. What's going on, Mo? The delays, I believe, like I said, I think they're two different types of delays, right? There's the bullshit delay like the day before, right? And again, I'm not mad at Respawn in any way, shape, or form as the opening I said, right? It just so happens that because of this delay and the last delay and the other delay, this is the one that just like irked me to make the opening of this video today, right? Like, obviously, I'm okay if they delay the game to make it a better game, right? And obviously, until this game shows that it's broke or buggy and joins the other parts of the list that I said, there's no harm done here. As far as, obviously, there's no harm ever, because it's not like one, I don't pre-order games, so I didn't pre-order this game. I'm not waiting for this game, but I just think it's funny that they take a game, they hype it up, they tell you a release date, and then all of us are like, oh, the release date, and then right before the release date, it's getting more and more sooner and sooner. All of a sudden they delay it, and they're like, oh, we're working hard to give you the best product and the polish and the thing. And it's like, well, if you're working on to give us the best product, then don't tell us a date until it's done. Don't say a date until you know when the actual date is. And this is when I go back to the Hi-Fi Rush example, right? For 5 years, they were working on that game. 5 years. They never talked about it, never said anything. They just did their job. The devs did the work. The managers made sure they did the work. The company was like, all right, we're going to be hush-hush about this. Okay. And then they just released it. Okay. And it comes out, and holy Christ, it's a game that works, and it's phenomenal. It's a good story. It's a good game. It's just a good experience all around, right? So it's like, what are you doing? Like, look at this example of this game coming out, and it's out. They didn't delay it. And again, in my example, they could have delayed that game 5 times, 6 times behind the scenes, right? They could have said, we're going to announce it last year, but they didn't. They didn't tell it when it was coming out. They didn't say when it was coming out. They didn't tell us publicly when it was coming out. They didn't give a review copy somewhere to tell you when it was coming out. They said nothing. And then all of a sudden the game comes out and releases, and it works, right? Then you look at all the rest of these games. They tell you a date, and then they delay it. And then they tell you another date, and then they delay it. And they tell you another date, and then they delay it. And it's just like, come on, dude. Come on. Well, I'm glad you said that, Snow, because I knew you weren't the real Snow, and hence why I said, did you get my direct message? I do, as well as my issue seems to be even normal companies, not scams like day before or doing it. How many times we've seen Dead Island 2 delayed, right? And that's why I brought it up in my opening, right? We're waiting for these games that have been delayed and delayed and delayed, and now we're waiting. Even Hogwarts Legacy, right? It was delayed so many times, 2 years, right? And now it's coming out in 1 week, right? So we'll see. Now, if the game comes out and it's flawless, right? Awesome. But if the game comes out and it's buggy or broke or has issues, you look at it and go, you were going to release that 2 years ago? Like, where, what state of the game was that 2 years ago if it's still buggy or broke now? You know what I mean? There are no delays. They just apologize to the shareholders, right? And then do a public apology to the fans. Oh, we are so sorry. Right, that's my point. It seems that they stage how they build up the hype for the game. Right. They have to build up the hype for games these days, and this is how they get promotion money, especially the big IPs. Yeah, but especially nowadays with the first-party titles, the way they do it, right? Now, obviously, that's not a first-party title. It's a third-party title for Jedi Survivor. But the fact that, look how much hype is behind Wi-Fi Rush compared to a game like Forspoken. Forspoken, we've known for, what, a year? About when it's coming out and what it is. We knew nothing about Hi-Fi Rush, and yet Hi-Fi Rush is a much more, like, more buzz is happening about the game. Why? Because the work stands for itself. The work stands for itself. Go on, Lurker. I just got done rewinding the beginning. All these devs can kiss my butt. I only want ghost drops from now on. Right? They didn't need to talk about Hi-Fi Rush because they were paid up front. It went to Game Pass. That's the difference. You didn't need to market the game that already had the price chosen. Well, it also helps, Sarge, that it's a $30 game compared to a $60 game, right? I think your expectations for a game like lower when it's a lower price, right? So the $30 price for that game, you're like, holy Christ, that's a good game. My friend is so sick that he's now saying things like, don't give me a date till it's a week away. Yeah, right. Disney's trying to make their shareholders happy enough to keep them happy. I truly believe that they're syncing Jedi Survivor with what's it called? With the shows. It makes sense. You don't want to see Grogu in Jedi Survivor when you delay demoralizes your customers? Well, I think that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Right? I think that's going to happen. I feel like they didn't know when Mando was coming out, because Mando was supposed to come out early in the year. It was supposed to come out in like January, right? And then they delayed the show and they pushed it back to March. Okay. So by the time this game came out, that show was supposed to be out, but it wasn't. So they're like, hey, we're doing it in March. And then all of a sudden Mando comes out with season 3 and they're like, hey, we're doing this in March. And everyone's like, all right, you got to move the date. And they're like, well, if we move the date, what do we do? And they're like, just tell them you're polishing the game. You're putting the final touches on it and you're really working hard for the consumers, right? And they're like, no one can get mad at that. You haven't met me. Yeah, still wouldn't love to see the original Cyberpunk 2077 just to see what kind of LSD nightmare it would have been. Yeah, imagine what you see. Water says, like what Sarge says, Hi-Fi Rush isn't a good example, though. Nobody even knew what Hi-Fi Rush was before they announced and dropped. But that's my point, Water. They just dropped the game. They worked on the game, and they dropped the game. They didn't hype it up for 6 months. They didn't hype it up for 3 days. They didn't hype it up for anything. They just said, hey, here's a game that we were working on for 5 years, and we're dropping it today. Take a look at it. It speaks for itself. The game speaks for itself. You might not like the game. Maybe you're a person that doesn't like that type of game, but the game speaks for itself. A great example of this. I'm not a GOW fan, so when 2019 came out, it was meh, and the sales waited till it was like $5, and it was like, oh my god, this is so much better than the old ones. Right. Look back at the Game Awards, and then Cal Actor said that this game is the greatest Star Wars game ever made. Why Why would you say that yesterday? Delayed it. This is the best game in the world. You're going to be so excited. And, oh, by the way, it's delayed. Yeah. May 4th is also a week after April 28th. Sure, but they got Mando, they got the game, and then don't they have Star Wars Celebration happening the week after that, don't they, Krebsy? Show me where the game hurts you, El Dente. Show me what game hurts you. Yeah, I was just looking at this, and I honestly, I truly didn't care. I was like, okay, cool, it's delayed. The first thing that came to my mind was, oh, great, I'll have more time playing Hogwarts Legacy. That was it, you know what I mean? I was just happy. I was like, all right, great, I'll have more time to spend. A whole extra month. 2 months. I'll have a whole extra 2 months in that game. I'm sure they didn't clue Cal Kestis in, and now he's like, thanks for making me look like an ass, guys. Yeah, right? I'm sure that, you know, the shit falls downwards. So Lucasfilm and Games didn't tell Respawn when they were releasing Mando. So Respawn took it upon themselves going, hey, we're done with our game. They're putting the final touches on it, like, now. Okay, and they said, we'll release it and we'll give it ourselves like a mid-March window. Then Lucasfilms came out and said, hey, by the way, we're coming out with Mando. And they're like, we just put the date out. And they're like, well, you're going to have to move it. You're going to have to move it. Homefront Human Revolution. There you go. That was my thought 30. I can 100% Hogwarts. Yeah, it's just more time. You know what I mean? And again, I know people are going to watch that video or watch the beginning of this video and they're like, oh, he's angry. Oh, 30 is angry. And I'm not angry. I'm not angry in any way, shape, or form at Jedi Survivor or Respawn. It was just that when I saw this, I was like, oh, come on. I was like, another one? It's like, oh, you're one of those now type of thing. And then there was an article written that, well, Jedi Fallen Order was going to be delayed, but they didn't delay it because they got it done in time. And I just find it funny, like I said in the beginning, that I guarantee you, game's going to come out. It's going to be like 6 months down the line. People are going to love the game. It's going to get, up for Game of the Year. And an article's going to come out going, Respawn has got crunch time and EA's in trouble and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, dude, come on. It's going to happen. I wonder if they know the amount of I will play Fallen Survivor while watching Mando. I wonder if they know the amount of I will play Fallen Survivor. I couldn't remember. It was a Homefront game. Look, I've said this in the past about games and TV shows. I've said this before they even started doing it. I said it's good marketing. I said this multiple times for Marvel's Avengers over the last 2 years, specifically for Marvel's Avengers. I was like, how do you have a Marvel's Avengers game at the same time as the Marvel's Avengers like universe happening and not decide to connect it with the actual game? And I'm not talking like do it like Defiance did it, where it was like literally connected as far as like the show and the game going back and forth each week. I'm not suggesting that. Okay. I am suggesting that they take the game and link it to the actual shows. Like all of a sudden, Hawkeye's show came out and then you drop the characters in the game instead of putting the characters in the game a year before, or you know what I mean? It's so ridiculous the way they do it. So while you're playing or while you're watching The Witcher, you're like, you know what? I want to play The Witcher. While you're watching Star Wars, you want to play a Star Wars game. That's the way it is. That's the way it works. When you start talking about something, you start getting hyped up about it. You want to go out and buy the toys. You want to watch the shows. You want to read the comics. You want to talk about it. You're just infatuated with it, right? That's who we are as humans. You're interested in something and you want as much information of that as possible. Correct, Travis. And that's what I said in my opening, right? I'm not mad at Respawn. I'm not mad at Jedi Survivor. I'm not mad at the devs making the games across the industry. I'm mad at the upper management that pushes these things out and says, here's the game and it's coming out on this day, and then Starfield gets delayed, right? Here's our date, 11/11/2022, and then gone. And then everyone's like, it's not going to get delayed. It's not going to get delayed out of the first half of the year, right? And if it does, they'll just move the goalpost. The people that defend those things just move the goalpost and go, well, I would rather have a finished game than a broken game. And then it comes out broken. They're like, well, it's not that big. I'm having fun. I really like it. It's like, where the fuck do you put that? Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? You're just going to keep moving it? You're just going to keep moving the goalposts? I don't care if it's delayed. I don't care if there's bugs. Well, I'm enjoying it. It's like, come on. With 30 minutes in, I think we're okay with cursing. They didn't want the Avengers, thus the downfall, and they also the fact that they had zero content will be filled in extra content as bugs. Right. Did you see that? Did you see the post? I know Stealth brought it up the other day in our Discord that he says they're going to drop one character each month, and I was like, that's fake, dude. I was like, War Machine's got to come out tomorrow or like today, which was yesterday, right? And I was just like, there's no way that's real. There's no way that's real. They couldn't come. They came out with 2 characters all last year. You think they're going to drop 4 characters? You think they're going to drop 4 characters in 4 months? If they do, fantastic. But I'm still going to be like, okay, great. Those are going to be broken, buggy. And you also got to be careful with that. I have James Gunn running DC movies, and now he wants to connect, therefore ruin the games. I have a video of that. I posted it. I posted that video yesterday about how they're connecting. I like the idea of connecting the things, but then I was talking about Gotham Knights, how they could have DLC with that. You can go check out that video that I did. Also, their show is 1 episode a week. Let me consume more Star Wars while I wait. Exactly. Well, it's also, though, it's after, so you're gonna binge watch Mando, and then a week later you're gonna start playing Jedi. You're gonna get that hunger, and then you're gonna rewatch Mando after you play this, and you're gonna watch seasons 1, 2, and 3 as you play through Jedi Fallen Order. Keep moving the goalpost. Yeah, exactly. Delays have become the rule and not the exception, and that's pissing me off. What's going on, Buck? Bugs and delays, yeah. Put it on Game Pass. It'll get worked out eventually. That's right. That's right, Buck. OG, what's going on? Tried to watch Harry Potter on HBO Max, and it got took off of Peacock. Trying to get into the lore before Hogwarts. Wonder how many people will get Peacock now before Hogwarts release. Wait a minute. They took Harry Potter off HBO Max now? Wait. Tried to watch Harry Potter on HBO Max, and it got took off for Peacock. Oh, those bastards. So I don't have Peacock, so now I have to get Peacock to watch Harry Potter. I'll just watch them on my DVD collection. Let me dust off the DVD player. Someone needs to make a meme of this where the company is loosely from Peanuts yanking the ball away. That's a great example. Oh, someone make a gift of that where you put the football and you put said company and they're like release date, and then all of a sudden she moves it and Charlie Brown falls. That's a perfect way of showing that. Oh my God, that is a great. That would be great. It's like, oh, here's the game that you want. Whoop! And just move it. Just fucking move it. Oh my God. So they took him off HBO. They took him off HBO, huh? That's dirty. That sucks. That sucks. That's great, Travis, though. That's great. What a great analogy that is. Here you go. Here's the ball. Just kidding. I honestly, we've been saying this for so many episodes and years on Generation X Gaming. Like, Sarge is great when he says it. He's like, uh-huh. Yeah, you're like, the date's on this day. He's like, uh-huh, we'll see. We'll see. And you know what? You can't hate it. You can't hate it, because that's exactly it. We'll see. It's done when it's done. They put it out when they put it out. I mean, if they don't take it off HBO Max, how can they push wonderful shows like Velma? I just watched a great piece on YouTube by Robot Head. If you guys never watched Robot Head, great videos. I recommend go checking him out. He just did a video, one on Star Wars, like the whole saga, right? About how it's just bankrupt. And then he did another one today about the Velma show, and it's also good. It's also good. So if you want to know about Velma but don't want to know about Velma because you don't want to watch it to give them extra views, just watch that. Makes sense given that ABC or NBC owns Universal and Peacock. Sure, but Harry Potter's been on HBO for years, and now they removed it because Peacock is sucking. That's why. That's why. Wait a minute. NBC owns Universal and Peacock, but Warner Brothers is owned. Harry Potter's owned by Warner Brothers Discovery, who has a license with Universal, I guess. Right? Is that correct? Because HBO Max is not owned. HBO Max is owned by Discovery, not by Peacock. Because of Velma, I went online and purchased the entire original series of Scooby-Doo on DVD. All of them. Nice, Sarge. Man, I've got to wear I Don't Care, where Disney says what's coming after episode 7 is the books. I'm currently reading the Thrawn series. It's so damn good. Oh, the Thrawn one is great. Great. Let me see here. Merged General Electric, NBC, film and television subsidiary, Universal Entertainment. Yeah, see, that doesn't make sense. So, Harry Potter on Peacock. For a limited time, get Peacock for only $30. All 8 Harry Potter movies. Stream every Harry Potter movie now on Peacock. So they signed a deal with them. Update. Back to Peacock. All 8 Harry Potter films. Harry Potter Adventures are currently still available to watch on both Peacock and HBO Max, but that's on July 4th. But starting August 31st, all 8 films will be available. Will all be available. Where the hell is this? But as one of the Potter films will be leaving HBO Max after Adventures are currently still available to watch both Peacock and HBO. But starting August 31st, all 8 films will be available on Peacock only. Fans in the United States looking to enjoy Wizarding World Marathon on September 1st to celebrate Back to Hogwarts need to some channel hopping. A rewatch will also need to be on Peacock and jump over to HBO Max for Fantastic Beasts movies, followed by, if you can handle, the Emmy-nominated Harry Potter 20th Anniversary Return to Hogwarts special for all feels. So yeah, they signed a deal. They signed a deal with them. Ruin something and people will long for the old stuff, and you'll make money. Return to the box office bombs. Return to the box office bombs? What's return to the box office? Nostalgic. I don't even know what that is. Did you see this? Amazon has reportedly bought the rights to Tomb Raider franchise for $600 million. Yeah, that's why Crystal Dynamics is working on the Tomb Raider game. Yeah, it's Amazon owned. Yeah. I literally watched something today on let me I watched this. Where is it? Okay, this is George Lucas. I don't know when this was, right? But this is way before Episode 7 was created. Okay, I saw this today. Okay, it just came across my feed, and I thought it was funny.
Someone else beside you came to you and said, I want to make Episode 7. Could you see that happening?
No.
No, absolutely, positively, you're really closing the door without any wiggle room whatsoever.
Right. There is no Episode 7.
Even for someone else to come up with.
Well, there's possibility there may be another offshoot movie somewhere about an offshoot character in that world.
But not Episode 7.
But not about Luke Skywalker, not about that group of people and that struggle to bring democracy back to the galaxy.
Right? So that's what he said. That's what he said about Star Wars Episode 7 before he sold it off to Disney. He said there is no Episode 7. There's no Episode 7. Not with the Skywalkers. There's going to be an offshoot character, and that's exactly what it was. That shows he was poisoned. It would be the day I finally decided to watch them all. Well, I honestly, OG, I was going to watch them this week to catch up to do the lore and stuff. And now I can't. Now I'm going to have to watch it on DVD. So it's going to be a little harder to do that in Carline. Jesse Mack says, off topic, 343 Industry plans to restart Halo from scratch using Unreal Engine, making a positive step forward on headline of GameSpur 16 hours ago. I'm going to wait till all that settles, because there's so much like back and forth on they're not on it anymore, they are on it anymore, they're leading something, they're not leading something, they're working with this, they're not working with this. I'm going to wait for the dust to settle to figure out exactly what's happening with 343 and Halo Infinite. One week they say they're not, or one day they say they're not going to support it anymore. 343 is off of it. Then they say that they are on it. Then they say they're working with Unreal Engine. Then they deny they're working with Unreal Engine, and now they are working with. I don't. At this point, I don't give a shit. It's a play on Return of the Jedi. Ah, okay. Gotcha. And you know what people would want? A game, show, and a movie of Tomb Raider. Right. And that's what they're doing. They're doing a game and a show. And are they doing a movie? I think the movie's done, right? Are they doing was there a third one of the movie? I know there's 3 games or 2 games of Tomb Raider the new. I like the new Tomb Raider they did a couple of years back. That was good. Didn't some book say the opposite? Opposite of what, Krebsy? About the which topic? The Star Wars, the Tomb Raider, which one? You know what I'm gonna be excited for? Halo, when it releases and I launch the game. What's going on, Bill? Oh, does it? Prime Video has all the movies? Sweet. I have Prime, so we're good there. Thank you very much for that information. They could be made of Star Wars even bigger than it is if all they had to do was make another Skywalker saga, make it where Luke has a son who is actually trained in the ways of the Sith. But they're trying to figure that out, and they're struggling with the ways they can do with the Sith, yeah. Travis like, you mean the books? Well, technically, Travis, the books were fan fiction, right? They were never really part of the canon, right? They let that, like, Lucas let them do whatever, but they weren't like the official stuff, but they were fantastic stories, and they should have been. Bearcock says, another damn delay. Man, these devs need a big old ass smack in the face to tell them to wake up. I'm okay with the delay, Bearcox. I'm more upset with the, like, just finish your game. Don't give us a date until you know it's done. Like, so for instance, let's say I'm a woodworker, okay? Someone says, "Hey, I would like you to make me a swing." And I'm like, "All right, I'm going to make you a swing." I work on that swing for 3 weeks. I let them know, because I know how long it's going to take me to make that swing. I'm like, it'll take about 3 to 4 weeks, okay? I'm done with it in 3 weeks, right on the dot, okay? But the person can't pick it up for another week. It's done. It's sitting there. It's ready to be swung on. It's done. The piece is done. They just sit there and let it go. And then the next week, I give it to the guy, and he can use it, right? It's already done, right? And then you can just release it whenever you want. Not these guys. They're like up to the date right at the last second. They're like putting the screw in as they're carving it, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, here you go, here it is." It'd be like, the wood swing, it's not even put together. But I told you it'd be done in the 3 weeks. Told you 3 weeks. It's like, what? Can you just finish it? I could, but it's going to be another 6 weeks. Be like, it only took you 3 weeks to make the swing, and now you need 6 more weeks to fix it? Yeah, that's just what it is. I'm busy now. I'm making other things. Man, the movies that we have, that was them just copying the books. Oh, sorry. I meant bastardizing the books. Is there a streaming service that has Harry Potter? Yeah, Mo, Amazon Prime. Prime has it. Let me check. I'm pretty sure Amazon. Oh, you can rent them. I already own them. I mean, are they on Prime though? I don't think they're on Prime. Let me see. Harry Potter movies. Oh, it is. Okay. Prime Video. It is on Prime Video. There they are. Yeah, they're on Prime Video. So if you're a Prime member, it's there. Didn't some book say the opposite? That George released some book that he said that he had plans for episode 7 and had a kid for Luke or Leia. Yeah, so once in the book, I think you're talking about, I don't know if it's George Lucas's book, but I remember hearing that he had scripts, like loose things, okay, based on it. It was part of the Dark Horse, whatever. It was. I saw it back in like 1997, 98. There were like breakdowns of what the stories would be, but not an actual story. Then when Disney bought them out in 2012, is that when they bought them out? He had scripts that he wrote and gave to Iger, and Iger's like, "We're not using this," right? He wouldn't use them, if that's what you're talking about. But when this interview happened, is before he sold it off, and there was no script. There was no full script. There was a synopsis that was there, but not a full script. I mean, I'm okay with the delay too, but it helps the game. But exactly, don't give us the damn date till it's ready. Right. I'm okay. Look, if the game comes out and they actually use that time to actually fix the game, and the game comes out and there's smooth, no bugs, no glitches, no nothing, not broken, buggy game, fantastic, well worth the delay. But if it gets delayed and it comes out and it's still glitchy, broke, buggy in some way, shape, or form, then why did you delay it 6 weeks? And how bad was it 6 weeks ago? Right? Now, and I get it. Sometimes you work on something and problems arise as you're fixing certain other things. Maybe they delayed it 6 weeks because they wanted to play Hogwarts too. That could be. They're like, well, that's a big game. We should move it back 6 weeks. People should be done with playing Hogwarts at the time. I mean, I'm going to be playing Hogwarts at that time. No, it's not on HBO, Bearcox. We just looked. It's not on HBO anymore. They took it off HBO Max. It's on Peacock now. Has anyone played Hi-Fi Rush on PC? I was reading some reviews saying it was a mess. I have not. Have not. Let me see if I click on this. More options. Oh yeah, you can't. You have to rent them on Prime. They're on Prime, but you have to rent them. Because my option we have. Oh, I'm not. No, I'm signed in. Let me see if I signed in underneath my wife. Nope. Yeah, you have to rent them on Prime. You can watch them on Prime, but they're not part of Prime Video where you can just watch. You can watch the trailer, but you can't watch the movie. So the only way you can watch the movie without renting it is on Peacock. What's going on, Chief? What the hell happened to BioWare? It went back to played their old games like KOTOR, Jaded Empire, and another, and I forgot. Guys used to be such great writers. I'm sorry, but you can't blame EA. What, for the new ones? I don't know where you're going with that, Travis. As far as the writers now are bad. They just, across the board in entertainment, they're just bad. This is why I'm worried about the remake of KOTOR. Lucas should just buy Star Wars back. Discounted nowadays anyway. Buy it back and bring back Star Wars. That would be epic. That would be epic. I actually made a video of that 4 years ago on our main channel. It was a theory of mine where I said he actually hired Kathleen Kennedy, like he sold it off to Disney. He put Kathleen Kennedy in place to literally implode the thing from inside out and then go back and work on Star Wars, so they pay him and he also gets to work on his picture, like on his stuff. And that's basically what happened. That basically what happened. Yeah, I have that video. Where did I have that at? So it's an old video. Was it? God, that's gonna be hard to. That's gonna be a tough one to find. It's got to be like 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe even longer now. Hold on. I'm going to find it. Because I talk about it. I have it where it's a picture of Lucas and he's in the Emperor's cloak. Let's see, it's 2019. Here it is. It's from 2019. Hey guys, 30 Still Gaming here. Look how young I look. Look at that. This video that I want to talk about is what I think George Lucas is playing. I believe that it's plausible that this could be a little thing that's happening with George Lucas. I'm a big fan of George Lucas. Look at that handsome guy over there. Star Wars. right? I love the creation that he created and gave to my childhood. I also believe that he's a businessman and that he'll do what he can and manipulate people just like the emperor does, right? The emperor played both sides, right? He played the Senate. He also set the chess pieces and did a whole bunch of stuff and then became Emperor Palpatine, okay? So
I'll make it louder. I'm going to make it louder.
this is my crazy theory on how George Lucas, has basically played Disney World as the Emperor did. And played
No
in the
way.
Senate.
Do you see
So,
the
Lucas,
bags underneath my
Lucas
eye and the
understands
age and how
to be a
fat my
director of
face is right now?
anything
Come on.
is a hard work. It's hard work to be a really good director. And early on, when he created Star Wars, he didn't know he was just making a passion project. Like he just wanted to make a project and he couldn't get any funding for it. So he created it himself, right? He made the technology himself. He did whatever he could to get Star Wars made. He created Star Wars and released it, and it blew up, and everyone absolutely loved Star Wars. So what happened, right? He was setting up everything, gave the fans Empire Strikes Back, and he gave them Return of the Jedi, and overall, everyone absolutely loves the whole trilogy. It's one of
You used to
the
put makeup
best
on? No.
trilogies of
Never
all
put
time,
makeup on.
excavated and escalated to all other movies, trying to duplicate what Lucas did with Star Wars by making, sequel after sequel after sequel. We didn't have sequels.
Yeah, that's what I'll
back
do,
in the
Walter.
day, right? We had very few sequels of movies. Nowadays, you have sequels for everything that comes out. So the fans always gave him crap, and then we waited 15 years, and he made Phantom Menace in 1999. And it was shocking. People loved it, and people also hated it. But he gave us Jar Jar Binks, and everyone was like, "Lucas doesn't know what he's doing. He's a terrible writer. He's a terrible director." But yet he's the creator of all of the stuff. And so here we are, another 15 years later, and episodes 7, 8, and 9.
That's
were
right,
being
Water.
talked up, and Disney approached him and said, "Do you want to sell?" And he
Deep
said, "No."
fake yourself with
I don't wanna
yourself.
sell.
It's meta.
And then he went back to him and said, "I have some treatments of things if you want to use these." And Iger in his book said no, he wasn't going to use those. And then he called him back and he said, "Yeah, I'll sell." And when he did say he was going to sell, before he sold, he made Kathleen Kennedy his predecessor, right? So Kathleen Kennedy, those of you who are like, "Well, she's a terrible person. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's completely lost." This is where I think the theory comes in, where it's plausible that Lucas put her there to do what Palpatine did in the Clone Wars.
Right.
in
Art
episode
represents
3,
life.
where he did execute Order 66. So I think Lucas is doing it in Order 66 to Disney World. Okay, he hired Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy has known Lucas since 1981. Her first producing credit was E.T. She worked on Gremlins. She worked on Raiders of the Lost Ark. She worked on so many films and produced so many films that you would think almost 40 years in the industry, you would know what you had if you had some inkling of what to do. Right? You can't be this bad of a business person if you didn't know what you were doing. So Kathleen Kennedy is now in charge of Lucasfilms. Well, obviously Lucas is still in contact with people, right? And everyone's like, Kathleen Kennedy has put in SJWs and was an agenda and all this stuff that's happening in Star Wars, and we're absolutely hating it. Okay. And here's where the plausible part comes in, right? So episode 7 comes out, Lucas sees it, and they made a Mary Sue, and he doesn't like it. Like, he's not going to say it publicly because he signed a contract, and then the next one came out, The Last Jedi, was absolute garbage, and then here comes The Last Rise of Skywalker, and we don't know what we're going to get from it.
Yeah, that's before
But
Rise of
we do know
Skywalker.
that Kathleen Kennedy's probably on her way out, but at the same time, Order 66 has already been in effect, where the movies, she's fired everyone that was hired, right, in every movie. Solo, what's it called? Rogue One had problems. Solo had problems. JJ was another one that had issues in the first one, but of course they didn't fire him. And then Ryan Johnson screwed up number 8, and then they fired the director. What's his name? I forget what his name is. But anyway, they fired the director for number 8 or number 9, and then JJ took over again. So all of this has been in plans where there's like crumbling from the inside and putting things in place. Well, what happens here is that Lucas always wanted to do a TV series, but they're expensive and no one wanted to do a TV series. Well, Disney owns them now and they can do whatever they want. They can make all these stories and all these things for Star Wars, where Lucas doesn't have to do that now. He got his money, $4.2 billion, and now they're bringing him back in. He's got credits on...
This is before Mando.
Mandalorian, and look at the Mandalorian, right? He's
Or at Mandalorian, Mandalorian 1.
Mandalorian. He's got input. He's working with Jon Favreau, and he's working with Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is Lucas's like right-hand person when he was there, okay? So here we have George Lucas now not directing. He's writing, getting his 2 cents in, and look at the response that The Mandalorian is getting. It's phenomenal. It's great. It feels like old Star Wars. And then moving forward, there's rumors that they brought Lucas in to help with the Rise of Skywalker. Now, we don't know if it's going to be good or bad, and there's rumors, and I repeat rumors, that they might use his cut in the is the final film.
Each show,
Well, if they do
probably
this, think about it.
between
think about what Lucas just did.
10, 15 mil, I would think.
IP,
Maybe 8 to 15 mil, all
made
depending.
Disney paid
It's more
him
expensive as they go.
$4.2 billion. There's rumors that they can't use any of the other characters in the Star Wars movies. That's why they're murdering them. That's why they got rid of Han Solo. That's why they got killed Luke Skywalker. Carrie Fisher, obviously, she passed away in real life, but I'm pretty sure she'll die. I'm sure if the rumors are true, the rest of the gang that we all know from the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6 will die in The Rise of Skywalker. And if that's the case, well, then they don't have to ever pay Lucas a cent again for royalties, right? Because then it's Star Wars, Disney Star Wars. Everything about it is their own. That's why they got rid of the canon for stuff. This is why they handpick what they can use or not use. But right now, Disney owns Star Wars, and it's at the lowest point it's ever been, right? And the fans have always given George Lucas crap about not knowing what he's doing. Well, George Lucas planting Kathleen Kennedy here, and then Kathleen Kennedy breaking it down from the inside, makes Star Wars and Lucas look much better in this light, saying it was much better with Lucas. Disney is completely ruining it. We need a savior. And here's Lucas, his whole life, his whole thing, if you wanted it or not, is that people are going to know him. His thing is about Lucasfilm, about the technology, about Star Wars, what he made. That's his legacy. Okay? And Disney is now tarnishing that legacy. But are they? Right? They're really raising his, 1 through 6 up, and then looking at 7, 8, 9 going, Disney doesn't know what they're doing. And then here comes Lucas to help with The Mandalorian. Here comes Lucas with number 9. And if this one becomes the better one, right? If this is the best one that comes in,
Which was rumors that they didn't use his cut.
They used his film, used his cut over his ideas. Then he's living it. He's burning the candles at both ends, right? Because now he gets to be creative. He gets to write for the thing that he loves more than anything. Okay, I would think that his family in Star Wars is like the other child. It's like a favorite dog. Okay, hence why Chewie, I think, was his dog. So he's living the dream. He gets to work and make all the stuff for Star Wars now, but without the pressure of being the guy who is screwing up Star Wars. Now Disney is the one screwing up Star Wars, and he gets to help and create these stories and stuff, right? And that's why I think it's plausible that Lucas has planned this from the start. I mean, think about it.
He's the emperor.
He wrote Star Wars and how the senator becomes the emperor and makes it the empire, Okay. Does art represent life and life represent art? Because Lucas right now is in this situation where Disney is the Republic, right? Is the Republic Senate. And Lucas is the senator who now becomes the emperor, who's manipulating things behind the scenes to get what he wants. And to get what he wanted was to make his Star Wars the best in the fans' eyes ever, and they'll never be touched. Where he becomes the savior, he becomes the martyr, where everyone thought it was bad when he was doing it, but now what Disney has it, man, do we miss Lucas, and man, do we miss his ideas and his directing and his writing. Just my thoughts. I don't know. It.
There you go.
It might. It could be
That's
all bullshit.
4 years ago.
But it doesn't matter.
This is before. I think it was like November.
Your thoughts.
That's like before the last one came out. I don't know what month this was. But yeah, eat it from the inside, December. No, that wasn't it. It came out in December. I don't know what month what day I did this. But 2019. So 4 years ago. Palpatine secretly is a Kennedy reference. I see what you guys are saying here. This was pre-30, Just get everyone that has the Star Killer or a new villain. I mean, it's not like the Empire doesn't kidnap people. Also, I'm going to be pissed if Marin isn't a Jedi Survivor. I think she will be. I think they're purposely not showing her in the trailers. She was a great character. She was a great character. What's even worse is they're making billions off the Star Wars name alone because the movies have been trash. Mando is hopefully and Ahsoka are the only thing worth watching right now. Yeah, I mean, even I know people like Rogue One, but look at it. Even now, 4 years later, how many times did Kathleen Kennedy fire someone? Like, you can't look at it and go, she's not trying to sabotage it, right? She fired all the people that were somewhat competent, and then she just brought in whatever, right? They've canceled more than they've actually made. Right? They made 3 films of major films. They made Solo, they made Rogue One, they made the Mando show, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and now they're making a whole bunch. But none of them, I mean, successful-wise, money-wise, sure, but they've completely tarnished the name, where it's a joke. Where when Star Wars was coming out, people were like, oh my God, Star Wars. And now it's like, Star Wars? Like, nobody cares. Sure, I can see Cal and her building a relationship, revealing that it has a first grade Jedi, not Luke. Oh, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. I don't know if I had that thought process when I played the game, but that's a good idea. Like, if they are lovers and they have a kid, and then that kid becomes down the road, maybe Cal Kestis' son is the chosen one or something. You know what I mean? That'd be interesting. Cara Dune be back for seasons of Mando. Wonder who's playing her. Wait, she's coming back, Stealth? The character's coming back? That's stupid if they do that. That's stupid if they bring Cara Dune back, but it's played by a different person. That's just dumb. They're asking for trouble if they do that. I don't know if you meant to do that, Krebsy, or if that was like auto correct. A bad of ducks. The rest can eat a bad of ducks. I should make that in an email. It's just a bag of ducks. Instead of a bag of dicks. Yeah, no, I know. It just
Apparently, she's according to a rumor. That would be so stupid. They would infuriate the people that were fans of her and pissed off that they got rid of her, and now they're gonna bring her back. Oh my god, but not bring her back, bring her character back. That's gonna be stupid if they do that. Sorry, can you tell the whole ignoring Mara Jade is my Star Wars trigger? Yeah, we were speculating when we did the show back and talking about the movies. We thought for sure that Mara Jade. We thought that Carrie, whatever the actress's name, I forget her name, the one that played the one that liked Poe in the last movie, right? We thought when we first saw her, we're like, is she playing Mara Jade? Right? We thought that. Every time we saw a girl character, like, is she playing Mara Jade? I have a question for you, Travis. What if Brie Larson plays Mara Jade? Would you be okay with that? Krebsy's Krebsy's on the same wave path as me. I'm still waiting for Brie to show up. Imagine Mara Jade is Brie Larson. Oh my god, that'd be like, no, get out of here. Why did they get rid of Cara Dune? Why did they get rid of her? They got rid of her because of her political views, which she didn't even say anything. They got rid of her because she retweeted a quote from somebody, and it wasn't even like terrible. It was just an opinion. Meanwhile, Pedro Pascal, right, who plays Mando, literally put out and said that if you voted this way, you're a Nazi. He called a whole bunch of people Nazis, and he still has a job. She quoted something else, and then all of a sudden, she gets fired because she didn't think the same way. I'd start getting a tattoo, laser removal. The original Cara Dune, Gina Carano, was bae. They just didn't like her stance on politics. Who cares if she plays? Who cares if she can play the character? Yeah, right. They didn't like her political views, but again, it wasn't really a political view. She just literally quoted someone else that she like posted a picture or something. It was weird. Who's replacing Cara Dune is the Mandalorian. As it turns out, Mary Elizabeth Winstead seems to be filling that role. While it's unlikely she's playing Cara Dune specifically, it appears that. Well, if they just bring a character in to have a girl character come in and play that type of character of Cara Dune, but not playing Cara Dune itself, that would be so stupid if they did that, Stealth. Is taking on a major role for not just the Mando, but also upcoming Ahsoka series. Oh, well then she could be Sabine. Do we know who Sabine is yet? Do we know the actress for Sabine? I don't think they've announced that yet. What does Mary Elizabeth look like? Is it Mary Elizabeth Ellis? Is that who it is? Oh, no, she's not Sabine. She's definitely not Sabine. Oh, is it Winstead? Is that her last name? Oh, that's completely different. I think she could play Sabine. She could play Sabine, unless they switch it for some sort of, ethnicity or whatever for it. What's going on, Turtle? Here, let me bring her up. I think she could play Sabine. Let's see, what's her age? 38. 38. And this takes place 10 years after. It's close, man, because Ezra Ezra Bridger would be about that site, because he was like 18 to 20, and then it takes place 10 years afterwards, right? Because he got teleported. It's right at, no, it's longer than that. It's longer than that, because he goes vanishing right before the end of the show, and then it fasts forward, so it's like 20 years. Yeah, it could be. She could be playing that. Well, you know what? That is 30. Pedro brings in the money. Oh, of course. Mary Elizabeth needs to some weight to play Kara. No, I don't think she's playing Kara. I don't think she's playing Kara. Oh, is that Ben? Is that the hell's his name? Ian McGregor's wife? He's the Mando, and he's also playing as Joel in the Last of Us TV show. Oh yeah, he's played a bunch of movies and stuff lately. We need an all-female Jedi show / movie, just like all the female Avengers, and they were playing. I want to see if this is. Let's see. Oh, she could play. She could play. Yeah, she could play that maybe. Saldoon. She could play Saldoon maybe. That might be interesting. They already have a picture of her. They're looking at her. I mean, obviously it's a cartoon picture, all right? But they're posting it. They're posting it to see if she potentially could be playing her. That could be. That'd be interesting. Doesn't matter when Bree comes in to play the Jedi, stronger than Anakin and Rey combined. They should have gave Brie Larson the Reva position. I think that would have been good. You would have watched the internet explode. Man, you said you were liking Battlefront 2, right? How does everyone expect Disney can do Star Wars well? Wait, what do you mean? Man, you said that you were liking Battlefront 2, right? How is it everyone expected Disney can do Star Wars well? Well, Disney didn't do that, though. I don't understand the statement. Was first introduced to fans all Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022. Her casting as Sabine Wren in the upcoming live action. So she was. So that is the girl. Let me see her. So they actually gave her the. Let's see. Oh, okay. I can see that. How old is she in real life? 28. That's a little young. I guess Ezra was what? I guess he was 16, 17. Yeah, but doesn't it take place? Doesn't it jump 20 years? Oh, I guess it only jumps 10 years. That would make sense. Is it supposed to be in the new Ahsoka series? Isn't she supposed to be in the new Ahsoka series? Both Slayer, the girl that we just talked about, and the girl that Krebsy just put in, or Stealth put in, she's playing Sabine, and the other girl, Ewan McGregor's wife, Mary Elizabeth, is playing another character that's going to be in Mando and also in the Ahsoka show. It would make sense though if she's playing Hera. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you said you like Battlefront 2, right? How is it everyone expecting Disney can do Star Wars well? What do you mean? But I still understand expecting to do Star Wars well when they're doing what does the video game have to do with Disney as far as that? That's what I'm confused about. You're saying because we liked Battlefront 2, we're expecting Disney to do something well. Well, like, you know, I mean, EA and DICE did that. Obviously, they're connected with Disney, but they didn't make the game. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true at all because the game came out after the movies. Like Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 both came out after both movies, 7 and 8. So I don't think that they thought because of the game they expected Disney to do, or you know what I mean, or accepted, expected. They showed the movies. They showed that they couldn't make a movie, and then the games came out and they were awesome. Oh, you're saying okay? I'm caught up now. My brain just clicked in, right? We all thought they could do Star Wars well, but they couldn't, is what you're saying. The hell's that beeping? Give me 1 second. And we're gonna watch the new Ant-Man movie? I'm not. I'm gonna wait for 14 days before it comes on Disney Plus. Yeah, my like I said, this is one of those moments. This is one of those moments, Travis and Reese, that my brain sometimes I just can't. Like since I had COVID back in in August, I've had this like cloud every once in a while that comes across my brain where I just can't like respond or see things. It's weird. Not making an excuse, but that's what it is. Speaking of EA and DICE, they're bringing back the hero class in Battlefield. Yeah, I saw that. We were gonna play it, but I don't know. I'm gonna check it out off stream first. I love to see Ewan McGregor and Obi-Wan and Mary Elizabeth Woodstand as a Obi-Wan girlfriend in the same show. That would be the best show. What about this, right? What if, Jesse, that his real life wife and him are lovers inside the actual show, and then that's how Rey's made. And Rey is actually they rewrite history, and Rey is Obi-Wan's daughter. Or I guess it would be granddaughter. They would have a family or whatever, and then she would be a granddaughter. I don't know. Something along the lines of that. Brain fog is a thing I've seen. Yeah. It's weird to explain. And when I went to the doctor for it, he's just like, yep, just what it is. I'm like, oh, fantastic. I'll say if it's good or bad. Well, I'll be honest. Water, what did you say for Love and Thunder? I forget, because I know Theory said he liked Love and Thunder, and I was just like, Love and Thunder is the worst movie that Marvel has made to this point. I haven't seen Black Panther 2 yet. Oh, I know that. But what I know that Obi-Wan was in love with the Queen, right? But at the same time, Star Wars has already written that off. Okay, they've already screwed up things. That's who I thought originally that Rey was. I thought it was Obi-Wan's daughter or / granddaughter in the beginning. I was like, oh, that's how they'll subvert our expectations, that it's not Luke's daughter, it's Obi-Wan's granddaughter or something. And then they changed that as well. Is it out today on Disney? Well, I guess we'll watch it this weekend then. Love and Thunder equals garbage. I mean, even Dark World has a better... Well, all right, what, Travis, which is better? Which is better? Love and Thunder or Elden Ring? Which one's better? Silver says, I thought Eternals was the worst and Love and Thunder, but Love and Thunder is not that great. Eternals was... It's right up there. Eternals was terrible. Terrible. But at least it was a movie. Okay? Love and Thunder wasn't a movie. It was like bits and pieces and nothing made sense. That's why I think Love and Thunder is a worst film. Because the definition of a film is like there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay? And there was a story in Eternals. There was no story in Love and Thunder. They took one of Thor's greatest villains and made a joke out of him. And the Thor character itself, him fighting Gore, the God Butcher, he shouldn't even have been a comedy. Yeah, it was a comedy. It was a comedy. It was so stupid. I'm actually going to say Elden Ring is better. Oh, we got him. We got him, chat. Clip it. Clip it. Travis said that Elden Ring is better. That's all we do. We won't put it better than what. It just Elden Ring is better. We got him to say it. I don't know. They got a GoBot reference in Guardians of that of the Galaxy 3. Do they? I don't know how they got a GoBot reference in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Did they? I haven't really watched the trailer. Black Panther 2 has been out for a bit now? Is it? I didn't even... No. Has it been on Disney Plus? No. Is it on Disney Plus? It is. There you go. When did it come out? When did it come out? Oh, it came out today. It came out today. Okay, it wasn't out before today. No, it released today. I was like, I don't remember it being on there. Yeah, so we'll watch it. We'll probably watch it this weekend or something. Oh, you were looking for Avatar 2 last week and saw it? Well, they must have been advertising that it's coming out, but it didn't come out till today. No, he says he was looking. I was looking for Avatar 2. Yeah, that's not coming out to Disney Plus anytime soon. It's still making millions at the box office. Avatar 2 is still making... It's been out for 46 days. It's still making $1 million
It made It made 1.1 million on Monday, which is actually pretty damn good. Still pretty damn good. It's at $2.1 billion. I swear that Elden Ring was taken out of context. Looking for Avatar 2, saw Black Panther 2. Yeah. Here, just to put it in perspective, right? Let's look at was it Black Panther? Black Panther 2 was out in theaters for 81 days. 81 days. Okay. And this was the greatest. This is what they say with all their movies. So take it. I'm being facetious, but take it with a grain of salt here. They said that this was the greatest movie ever. It's gonna blow box office records. It's so awesome. It made 842 million, which is nothing to look away from. But let's see, at 46 days, it was still pulling in 2 million. Okay, it was still pulling in 2 million at 46. Okay, but it would also drop below. Actually, it dropped below 1 million. It dropped below 1 million at 32 weeks. Okay, 32 weeks. It went on to be in the box office for 81 weeks and made $60,000 on, that was it, on January 30th. That was it. They cut it off. So the last day was yesterday or Monday. And it was at 60,000. And now it's on the streaming service where Avatar, and that's domestically, right? Domestically. And here we are with Avatar 2. And on January 30th, it made 1.1 million at 46 days. It's already made $2.1 billion. What did Avatar make? Avatar in 2009 made 2.9, which is crazy, right? Because a lot more people saw that movie and for cheaper prices. And now we have Avatar 2 out, and the average ticket price is like $12, right? It's like $12. So, pretty crazy. So, pretty much like half the people. Avatar 2 might be on Disney Plus next year. I think it'll be out by the summer. I need a new Transformers game before my excitement kills me. I'm pretty level-headed right now about Transformers. I'm excited that there's a Transformers game, but I'm not in any way, shape, or form excited. And especially with all these games telling me there's dates coming out and then they don't come out. So I'm kind of subdued right now. Subdued? Since you tricked me, it's revenge time. If you're in a room and you must choose one to escape, Love and Thunder or Superman 64. Oh, that's easy. That's Superman 64. Superman 64. Love and Thunder is not a movie. Superman 64 is not a game, but I'd rather fly around as Superman than give my eyes 1 second of Love and Thunder. The original story for Black Panther 2 was going to be amazing. Chadwick's Soul, he was going to be along the lines of God of War 2018 story style. Oh, that would have been cool. There's going to be a father and son adventure, was told from the father's perspective. That would have been nice. I don't know if they would have told that story. They don't do very many stories now with father figures that are good. At least Disney doesn't.
I think he meant Wonder Woman 84. That was a bad movie. That was a bad movie. Which movie? Let's go to Rotten Tomato real fast. Let's go to Rotten Tomatoes real fast. Okay, we have Love and Thunder, and then we have Wonder Woman 84. Okay. What scored higher? We have Wonder Woman in 1984, 73%. I don't know who you are that you're part of this 73%, but you're delusional. This movie sucked badly. Okay. So much so that my family, who doesn't even know anything about movies, was like, that was horrible. Okay. 73% is what the audience score gave it, and a 58% from the critics. Love and Thunder, 77% and a 63%. Like, this movie got a 77%. This is exactly why I don't trust any of this. This is a terrible film. Terrible film. 77%. Was it Internals? $77. They're tied. 47% by the critics. 77% by the critics. I would say Black Panther was garbage. Just most overrated movie ever. Well, I don't know, Reese. Shang-Chi was pretty overrated. Shang-Chi was pretty overrated. Black Panther was good. They were promoting Shang-Chi like it was the next Black Panther. They were starting at Gal Gadot the whole time. They're like, this movie sucks, but she's hot. 73%. I love to see the heir of the Empire, the Empire movie after the Mando show and the Ahsoka TV show, and then looking for the Grand Admiral Thrawn made by Dave Filoni. He's stepping up Star Wars. I hope that. Do we get that Thrawn show by itself or movie by itself? I think we're just going to see him in the Ahsoka show. Basically, the Ahsoka shows are going to be the continuation from Rebels. Am I getting feedback in the audio? Is there feedback, like a little buzz? I don't want to mess with it right now because it'll hurt your ears. George says, a quick question. Let's say I missed all movies for the last 5 years. Which movies would you recommend me watch? For which ones, George? For Marvels or for Star Wars? You talking about Marvels? I would watch God, the last 5 years. I've seen so many. In the last 5 years in movies, let's see here. I would watch. Skip Black Widow, skip Shang-Chi, skip Eternals. Watch Spider-Man. You can watch Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness. It was a little disappointing to me, but you can watch that. Skip Love and Thunder. And I can't tell you about Black Panther. Before that, Spider-Man Far From Home, you can watch that. Avengers Endgame, you can watch that. Ant-Man and the Wasp, you could watch. Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok was good. Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first Doctor Strange, and Captain America Civil War. That goes all the way back to 2016. So I don't know when you stopped watching or whatnot. Skip anything Phase 4. Yeah, pretty much. You could watch Spider-Man No Way Home in Phase 4 and Doctor Strange. That's about it. You can skip Doctor Strange too, by the way. You don't have to watch Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Just watch Spider-Man No Way Home and then skip to Phase 5, which we don't know yet. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is good. Yeah, you can watch that. I like 1, I like 2. I'm going to go watch 3 when it comes out. Comes out May 5th. Yeah. Is it solely movies? Because shows Moon Knight was quite good. Yeah, but it was okay. The show was okay. I liked when we did the breakdown of our show, and I know you probably didn't watch it, Travis, or even watch it after the fact. We broke down each of the episodes. They were pretty iffy. There was not the best. It was very slow. I liked Moon Knight. I did like Moon Knight. Is a better show than most of the shows they had. At that point, though, I was pretty skewed after watching like WandaVision and Hawkeye and all the other ones. It was just it was just I was getting tired of them, and then it broke. It broke when I got to Miss Marvel. I watched like 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, and I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm out. It really pissed me off, and this is why. After I watched Moon Knight, we saw Guardians of Doctor Strange, and all the lead up to it, from watching WandaVision and Loki and all the other stuff, and then we saw Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need to watch your shows anymore because your shows are literally just pointless. It's like filler, but really bad filler. Just don't watch Loki. The show was ass. I had more fun talking with you, Krebsy, and and the rest of you and Gritter and stuff when we talked about it. That was more fun than actually watching the show. Wolvie watched that with us, right? On those when we did those live shows there. Do you think it's quite good because Marvel has made everything else so bad by comparison? A 3 becomes a 7. That's not true. Oh, that is 100% true. It's 100% true. Hardly anyone outside of myself know it was pretty good. Sure, but we had a buddy, Duke was in here, and he was a fan of Moon Knight and knew a lot about it, and he didn't really like it. We were all waiting for the other character to show up, which he didn't show up until the end. Right. You know what it is? It's pointless. It's pointless filler. You know what it is? It's corn. Right? There's no nutritional value to corn, right? It's just a filler. Right? Just corn starch and stuff. It's really bad for you. That's what Disney Plus is for Marvel. There's a real problem. Marvel shows peaked with Daredevil and Punisher, and that's the funny part. Those are all on Netflix. I don't have a good idea for what's good or bad. I think it's because I try to be positive when watching things. So do I. But then when I watch your stuff as a fan, and then I go to the next thing expecting something, and I guess expecting something is my fault, but they lead up to it, right? They lead up to it, and your imagination kind of goes wild, and then you get there and you're like, oh, this is nothing. I thought you meant Korn the band. No, not Korn the band. I want to see Quantumania just for Kang. That's why he's there. Because you're not going to go see Ant-Man for a 3rd time. They're like, you got to bring Kang in. Yeah, you got to bring him in because that's going to link to Loki season 2. It's exactly why they do it. And they'll get you just to the spot. And you'll be like, oh my God, I got to watch. And then you're going to watch the next thing. And you're like,
That's exactly what they want you to do. It's like Corn the band. Feeling like a freak on a leash. Deep fried some corn, put some nugget form. Damn good. Might be good, but it's still no nutrition value. It's just filler. No matter how you use corn, it's just filler. Right, our bodies don't digest corn. Makes sense. Yeah, just has no nutrition value whatsoever. Basically, corn is actually the reason that everyone's pretty much overweight in the world. All the cornstarch and everything else they put in. They extract everything from corn to put in other things. And on that note, we are done for the morning. It's Wednesday. It's early pickup for my son at school. So I gotta go eat lunch and then go pick him up. But all these villains compared to Doom. Can't wait for Doom. That's the carrot in front of you. That's the carrot. Remember, Black Panther 2, you were supposed to see Doom. He was supposed to be there. And then he might be in Quantumania, and he might be in the Marvels, and he might be in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he might be in Thunderbolts, and he might be in Blade, and he might be in Captain America, and he might be just. Where's my keys? Where's my keys? Let me jiggle some keys for you. Here's the next Marvel. Consume next Marvel. Shows best to worst: WandaVision, Moon Knight, What If, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Falcon Winter Soldier, Empty. What's Empty? Loki, Empty, She-Hulk. What's the empty? What's in the empty spots? What is that? Magic 8-ball? No, it's just a regular 8-ball. Just a regular 8-ball. I've had it when I was this 8-ball is about 30 years old. Right? I got it when I first started driving. When I was 16. I'm 44, so it's close. It's close. All signs point to no. Doom is too good for MCU. This is why I'm there. Why I'm not there. Gotcha. Oh, need to let the trash breathe. Gotcha, Krebsy. All right, I got you. So even the words when you say like Winter Soldier, you gotta leave a space for trash and then go to the next one. I gotcha. Creature has arrived and we can start now. Well, we're actually ending now, Creature. We're actually ending now. It's early pickup for my son, so WandaVision screwed itself with the worst ending imaginable. Oh, it's so bad, Reese. Yeah. So we'll be back tonight. Probably play some Division 2 with Sarge as we shoot some stuff and go around and just talk and whatnot. We'll be back tomorrow morning for another topic, and then tomorrow evening for Generation X Gaming. For Generation X Gaming, so we'll talk about a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. Don't forget, we're gonna have I'm gonna add some more uploads for Hi-Fi Rush for you. No commentary, just throw it up there if you want to watch that. You can this weekend. And then also, starting next week, we're going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy. So instead of the morning shows that we're doing here, we're going to be diving in for the first week and a half into Hogwarts Legacy every single day. Play the Hogwarts Legacy, do content for Hogwarts Legacy and whatnot. So I appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.